Oh, Denny Rick, what a win, mate! Oh, it was sensational. No, I think I'll pass on a shoe if I ever get to the podium, mate. All right, well, I've got to run. I'm getting another call. All right, mate. Hello? Robert Schwartzman, what's up, mate? You're tired? Well, go take a nap. Mate, we've only had one race. How can you be run down? Fine. Take some time off before Spain, but I want to see you pushing for points when we get there. Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Aussie Villain Racing. Today it's Season 2 of the My Team Career Mode. We're at the Spanish Grand Prix. And after our point scoring debut of Season 2 in Bahrain last time out, I'm hopeful maybe we can get some more points here today. But we've got to get ahead. We've got to obviously play through after the Bahrain to the Spanish Grand Prix. And we start with a personnel department go to event, and let's see what we've got here.
Has an issue.
All right, so poor old Schwartzman feels like he's being pushed especially hard and he'd like some time off to recharge. If we accept this, awareness goes up, racecraft goes down. If we decline it, racecraft, it's the other way around. I guess a happy driver is a good driver. And we've got a sponsorship issue as well. So let's what was their thing? Let's go and have a look at this actually. Okay, so PSD was the answer for interview questions. It's an easy one, to be honest. It's easy money, and it's a relatively high weekly income as well. So we'll just stick with them. It's a little bit of a boring one, but we'll just stick with it for the sake of getting money into the organization. Now there is a big gap, isn't there, between the two races here? There's a bit of a season break, in fact. All right, so let's have a look here. We have got the chassis department, morale. I don't think morale is too much of an issue, but we do get 60 resource points there as well. Second driver performance review. Focus will go up. Cost us $5 grand is nothing for our level, is it? 200 acclaim for myself if we do a 4-day esports event. Now that's a lot of time for not particularly much. Cash and driver acclaim. Now this would be the better one, wouldn't it? It's a day less. We get more acclaim and we get money. So we've got a funded team away event. That's going to boost everybody. So that's probably one we want to do. And chassis team building. Okay. So this is basically what we want to do, isn't it? We'll get everybody involved. Have a bit of a fun Aussie Villain Racing day away. We'll do my 3-day driver thing. We'll do Schwartzman's little getaway thing. And that leaves us with, what, 4 days we can do. Or 5 days, 1, 2. So we can I can either do that, or we can really give the chassis department some love. What I don't, 60 resource points. So everybody else will go down a little bit. We've already done the other thing, so we'll come out ahead, won't we, overall? So let's do that, get the 60 resource points. That gives us 2 days, and we'll go and do that. And that is how I think we'll play the in-between gap. Now, we still have 5 million to spend, which means we can upgrade, which means we want to... What do we want to do? Now everything's more expensive. Can we upgrade? We can. All right, so let's get things coming through a little bit quicker, I think. So we'll start with the aerodynamics, and that is good. R&D, so we can see where we stand right now. All right, so let's have a look and see. What 1,400 resource points to play with. We've got those things coming through. Let's have a look and see what we could get. So a DRS mechanism. Now, are we able to do anything? We can. Okay. So this would be a minor upgrade. Now, a lot of them, they were either minor upgrades or they were very expensive major upgrades, weren't they? There is a part of me that wonders if we clean up all the minor upgrades that have sort of... Some of them are going to have sort of not failed, but, you know, with the rule changes from last season have not come through. So I wonder if we clean up those, or if we... I mean, that's a fairly major minor upgrade if you catch my drift on that one. Light wheel rims. Let me have a think about what we want to do here. Okay, so we've got this thing which is basically free. We've earned that in free practice doing our things, so we can get that. Doesn't cost us any resource points, so that is obviously a no-brainer. We've got an 82%. I wonder if we just leave that, because it's not super important, the durability, I don't think, and we might end up getting that one for free as well. We're going to have to get the minor ones eventually, aren't we? So what if, at the start of the year, we clean up these, and then we can sort of get major upgrades coming through maybe later on in the year when everybody else's, maybe their development is just starting to go off a little bit. So now can we still do these, or are we out of space here? No, we can still do it. So this is all going to come through in time for the Spanish Grand Prix, it looks like, as well. That leaves us 283. Now, was there a cheap one we could have got here somewhere? No, was there a cheap one? Maybe it was in the engine. I'm sure I saw it. There it is there. So let's get that as well. That should be through in time for this. And look at this. Suddenly, look at that performance graph where we could be potentially. Now, everybody else is going to be moving as well. You know, nobody stands still in Formula 1, as they say. But that is very, very nice. And we could have a lot of upgrades on the car for this Spanish Grand Prix. The vehicle, everything is essentially brand new, so that's fine. Gearbox as well. The corporate side of things, we've already seen a new sponsor. Contracts, we can kind of see everything there. Schwartzman is only 86 rated now. Wasn't he 81? Focus has gone down a little bit as well, so it's not ideal, Robert. If you could get your focus back, please. And finances, we can see everything there. We have, of course, invested some money into the facilities, into the factory. And that is going to be that. There is the championship standings. Daniel Ricciardo, that sounds familiar, doesn't it? Winning the first race of the season. And we, of course, brought home a point for 10th. And we have our rivalry with Fernando Alonso, which we are currently 1 point behind him in. So let's sim ahead now and see, this one here, and see what else happens between now and the Spanish Grand Prix. It is quite the gap. So there may well be some other ins and outs happening here, but we'll wait and see. Everything going through so far, so good. Chassis department is happy. We've got some things on the car there. Chassis department is happy.
We've had the new parts come through the fabrication process. We'll have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
So everything's gone through. There was no failures. We've got 859 resource points as well. But let's start this season break. And we now come back and we are able to go and do that anyway. So it turns out we could have wasted time at the start there. And we'll just get onto this Grand Prix. I'm not going to do any resource things now, research and R&D stuff. We'll wait till after the race, see exactly what we have, and maybe we can go a little bit bigger.
We were expecting some new developments to come through, but some of them have failed quality control. We'll need to tell the team what to redevelop via the R&D screen.
Okay, so that's not ideal. Okay, so we've had an issue with the simulator. So what do we want Schwartzman to do while they're fixing it? His focus wasn't great, so he can go to the gym, or he can just cancel it for today and get awareness. I mean, his focus was down, wasn't it? So
it's an easy decision, but you handled it well.
Yeah, it was an easy decision. He needs to have his focus back. Now, we need to see actually what was the things that failed. Is it going to tell us? It's always a pain in the ass to find, isn't it? Upgrade loss. So it was a powertrain upgrade that didn't go through, and that is, we'll just look for that particular thing. So there we go. We can see what is on the car for this race, and there was a diffuser that didn't go through as well. Where's that diffuser? There it is there. So we'll get that. That'll be half price, everything done. So that's good. And the other one that didn't go through was here somewhere, wasn't it? It was... Where are we? Where are we? I can't find it. What was it? Well, it can't be that important then, can it? So we will forget it ever happened, and we will go off and do the Spanish Grand Prix. I'll see you in Barcelona. So our pre-race messages, we can see everything there, and it is expected to be dry qualifying and race. We didn't get the usual thing. It shows us all the upgrades on the car, but let's assume that they're there. I'm going to go do free practice, guys. Looks like we've got some wet free practice as well, which isn't ideal preparation, is it? But I'll see you for qualifying one. Alright, free practice is done. It's been a little bit of a mixed bag, to be honest. The wet session in FP3, I didn't really take part in. I just did a laps or type of laps to get what we needed to do for the R&D points. So I think I was second last in that. But the other ones were not too bad. I do post it all on the Discord. There's a link to the Discord in the description if you were interested in that. But let's not worry about free practice anymore. Let's go to qualifying one and see if we can... we'll get into that Aussie Villain zone of sort of 14th on the grid. Well, not the greatest start to FP1. We've got a sensor fault, so that's going to put us about 30-odd seconds behind. Alright, we're now coming across. This is my second attempt. I mucked up the first attempt, so we're going to stay on these tyres and go again. So at least we'll have a bit of a delta lap. It was the last sort of chicane thing that I'm not very good at, that I mucked up. So the delta will be pretty much representative for most of the lap. Now, given that the tyres are essentially a lap old, they're going to be just naturally a little bit slower. I'm hoping that we should be good enough to get out of Q1 even if the tyres aren't at their 100% best. You can see we're about a 10th off, which is probably about right with the lap old tyres, I would think.
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Two tenths off. Let's see if I can... This last sector is the one I struggle at. And particularly, these corners coming up now. That is as good as I've ever taken that. I am absolutely thrilled. What's that do us? It gives us a 118. Wow. Alright, so we're going to have another attempt. New set of tyres. We're only about 3 or 4 tenths up on the Alfa Romeos, so we can't really sit back. We're going to have to go again. So hopefully the fresh tyres will just be that difference that we need to just be comfortable. Oh, I mucked that up. Not great start. Come on. A little bit of oversteer there. Decent exit. We're about a 10th up. Well, that's that lap ruined. Alright, so we've got the same set of tyres on. We're going again. Obviously, new front wing. We've been in the pits, had all that fixed. We just, just need to be... I just need to do a good solid lap here, don't I? Let's hope we can do it. That's much better through turn 1. Turn 2 is a bit of a disaster.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
And we're, well, quite a ways behind now, aren't we? So, again, early mistakes costing me. That different line didn't really work, did it? And we are way, way off. We don't have time to come in and change to another set, to the brand new set of tyres. Luckily, we should have another crack at this. Alright, so this is going to be it, our last attempt, although technically we could probably get another lap in if we really want to, but the tyres are going to be so old if that's the case. So this needs to be it. This is essentially do or die, or have we already done enough in P14? There's always that argument to be made as well. Now, can we get the first sequence of corners right? So far, so good on that front. Alright, let's do this, come on. I can see it's red, which is not ideal, but I'm obviously not looking at exactly what the numbers say. I've mucked up that corner as well, and we're just as bad. Oh! Alright, so we did just enough. 16th, we just pipped Kimi Räikkönen. Robert Schwartzman's out as well, so that's a shame. I think we can... Well, we should be able to get Vettel. Alonso is our on-track rival. I don't know if we're 9 tenths faster, but let's go find out. Alright, this is take 2 of the new set of tyres. I stuffed up the first corner on what was supposed to be my hot lap. It'll be the only time we get through this, because if we were to get into the top 10, we have to start the race on these tyres, of course. And I just done the exact same thing again. I did do a banker lap, which is why we see a delta, but that was on old tyres, and...
What happened? Let me know you're okay.
Well, Alonso's done that, so I'm in good company. What an idiot. I've just got to pay attention. It's really difficult to talk and drive. But there we go. That has cost us a few places on the grid. P16 for the race. Let's get to it.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Ricciardo, Leclerc, Max Verstappen and Sainz, Norris, Perez, Fernando Alonso and Pierre Gasly, Ocon, Tsunoda, Sebastian Vettel and Stroll, Giovinazzi, Oldtimer, Kimi Raikkonen and George Russell, Schwartzman, Mick Schumacher, Mazepin and Nicholas Latifi. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
Alright, race time means the jumper comes off and it is time to get down to business here. Race strategy. The soft tyres aren't going to last very long. So, I mean, I think we go with that, don't we? We just maybe do as the game is kind of suggesting. I think if we went to the mediums, I'm just trying to look at this logically. If we went to the mediums, then we'd be on old mediums when everybody else came out on new mediums, and I think we would just lose a lot of time. I think we're going to be better off just maybe racing and just seeing how we fare here. But the track's hot. Look at 34 degrees. It's going to be tough, this one, but let's go and see how we do. So, the Spanish Grand Prix, this will be, as I said, an interesting one to see how we do. Let's see what our start is like. All the soft cars around us, but compared to everyone around us, we've got an absolutely rocket start. Look at that, past one Aston Martin. Can we get up the inside of Stroll? We can. Now, what can Tsunoda do here? He pulls in, we go for a little dive up the inside, don't hit Ocon, and it looks as though we aren't going to get that spot from Tsunoda. But we've, we're up into 13th, so already places made. Oh, a little bit wide. That's not, Qualifying flashbacks. Very definitely qualifying flashbacks, but see if we can get on the outside of Tsunoda. No, can't quite get the traction. We've got Stroll all over the back of us. A little bit of a dive bomb up the, can't quite stop. Wasn't necessarily trying to overtake Ocon, but our front tyres made contact with his back tyre. I was just checking to see wing damage. Nothing was showing. So hopefully we've got away with that one. And it looks as though Tsunoda's under pressure now from Stroll and has indeed actually lost that position to him. Let's have a look at the end of this straight. Is there... whoa! Very, very early on the brakes there was Ocon, just trying to get away from his car. And we've got ourselves an Aston Martin now on the inside. See if we can pin him to the inside of the turn there. We can get the better acceleration, and that is still our position. And that is P13. Sorry, no, it's not. It's P12 now as we come onto the straight. I really am not good at that final chicane. And not the greatest exit, but no DRS yet. So we'll be on the battery trying to stay ahead of Stroll. Grass doesn't even move. Look at that. That's rock solid grass for you. And we are able to stay ahead of Stroll for this lap with the lack of DRS, of course. But in future laps, being bad at that chicane and getting a poor exit is going to be a much more serious problem. My sort of my plan to sort of try and counteract that is to just save as much battery as I can and just only use it on that front straight if we need it. But hopefully we're not going to need it that often. But we've got Ocon ahead of us. He's on the medium tyre, so we should be quicker than him. And if we can catch and pass him, that would be P11, and we're just hoping then for something to go wrong in front of us, and we could be on for points again here. We get a decent exit out of there. We can. It's this final sector that's the one that's been costing me, even to Schwartzman through qualifying and free practice, as much as half a second. More so to obviously the quicker cars. A little bit too much curve on the inside there. Let's have an onboard view of this chicane. Just missed the apex there. A little bit too close then on the second part of it, and you can see that behind the Aston Martins just close right up. We obviously pull away a little bit.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
So there we go. DRS is available now. Not this particular lap or on that straight. It will be for the second DRS zone coming into the hairpin. I'll point it out when we get there. But yeah, I mean, you can see we've gone from being right behind Ocon, thinking, oh, maybe we can get an overtake here, and we've just dropped off of that final sector. It's not even the final sector, it's just the final part, that chicane, really, as we've gone a little bit strange line there. But there we go, that is how things look. We're going to skip ahead now to lap 4, the end of lap 4, and you can see not the greatest exit there. The tyres are just starting to go off a little bit now, and this is when I can struggle, when I don't have the full grip. And you can see again, terrible exit out of that chicane. It's given Stroll a chance up the inside. We do our best to close the door on that one. But with DRS, of course, this is going to be trouble. He's zooming in. He pulls to the outside. We've got the inside line late on the brakes, and we can just about, though we go deep, and that cost us on the exit. He's on our outside, and we are just able to hold that position with the inside of that long turn 3. And it looks as though he's under a little bit of threat now from Tsunoda behind. So it's past me or be past, as it turns out, because after a little bit deep there again. It's not too bad, because you can see I can kind of square up the exit and get sort of a better exit out of the corner if I do go a little bit deep. But I'm not purposely doing that, obviously. That's just trying to make the best of a bad situation. This is the second DRS zone here. We haven't got a good exit from that corner. It's not the longest straight, so it's not, you have to really stuff up worse than I did even there to find yourself under threat on the DRS from that particular straight. But it's Tsunoda behind us now, and you can see we are holding up a little bit of a train of cars, and let's see what we can do as an exit of this chicane this time. Much better into the first part, not too bad. You can see the tyre wear there, that outside front, or the left front, is the one that's sort of costing us now. We're losing grip.
Our gap to the car in front is 3.1 seconds.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about the car in front, Jeff. It's Tsunoda behind with DRS that we're worried about. He dives to the inside. We should have this covered. He sticks his nose in, and he hasn't quite got around. Good save from Yuki. Let's have another look at this. He's just stuck his front wing in there. I'm not even sure if there was contact, to be honest. He's bailed on it, but that's opened up a nice little gap for us now, which we will gratefully accept, that breathing space. And we skip ahead now to lap 7, and this is pit stops as I'm about to pull in. You can see we're currently running 6th on the road, but obviously cars in front of us have made their stops already. We've got Stroll coming in behind us, it looks like.
Robert is in the pits. Robert in the pits. There's been an incident on track, but officials aren't looking to push for a safety car right now. Just be careful.
Well, I'm not sure we're quick enough to attack anybody, but we'll see if we can hold on to what we've got. And that wouldn't be a bad afternoon, I don't think.
Strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
So we haven't lost anything in the pits, and that is always a good thing. You can see Schwartzman, we were doing a little bit of a double stack there. I think I came in the wrong lap. I think I was supposed to come in lap 6, and I kind of pushed it an extra lap. Just because the tyres weren't too bad, and knowing what I'm like on the mediums, we wanted to go as long as possible. We skip ahead now to lap 9. And you will notice that Stroll has just closed in that gap. Another terrible exit. And this was on new tyres. I've got no excuse here. He's got a little bit too close to us there. We've got a little bit wide. This is not great. He tries to get up the inside of us. We just about defend that. And contact with Stroll, apparently. I didn't really notice that.
That move was reckless. We're lucky not to have been penalised.
Another terrible exit there. But let's just go and have a look at that. Jeff's saying it was reckless. I have gone wide. I've come back on. I mean, I don't know where he thought I was going to go. Yeah, I'd be annoyed if I got a penalty for that. Yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I don't know where I was supposed to go there, but anyway, we've got a terrible exit, and with this threat from Stroll is not over yet. You can see we're on the battery trying to get as much power as we can, but he just cruises straight past us. And we're close. Are we close enough? We stick it up the inside. Oh, a little bit of contact. It's neck and neck. We've got the inside line. Is he going to pinch us? We keep our nose in, and it looks as though we have got that position back. Have we? Yes, he's still on the outside there, and that looks like it's job done. Let's go and have another look at that. It was a little bit late on the brakes, a little bit cheeky from me. I think I'd earned the space on the inside. He did turn down us a little bit, and then yeah, well, we just about get there. So about a quarter of a lap, half a lap of dodgem cars with Lance Stroll, but eventually we've come out on top there, and he's now got his teammate Vettel right behind him. But it's very, very close, isn't it? And of course, this is all for 11th, so it could all be for nothing unless something happens in front of us. See Ricardo there, who has who has won the first race, only down in position number 8. Which is interesting. Ocon, of course, who we were behind, is winning the race. I can't see Lewis Hamilton on that thing. We're in P11 when we were in 12th, were we not? Ocon was in 11th. Has something happened to Hamilton? There's nothing come up to say he's retired. Oh, apparently I'm making another pit stop with that exit. So I wonder if that is why we are in front, and then the question is, how far behind is Hamilton? Is he going to come roaring back at us? We skip ahead now a little bit further around to lap 12, and you can see there is quite the gap that's opened up. Vettel and Stroll did have a little bit of a battle there, and that's obviously helped us pull away, which is excellent. And Alonso.
Yellow flag.
Alonso is out. Alonso is ahead of us. That is going to mean P10 and potentially a point. So a mystery Hamilton thing and Alonso out has promoted us to 10th. We move now to lap 16, and you can see Vettel has closed us right down. This is the DRS zone on the second last lap. The gap there behind, you can see it's Raikkonen, then Russell, then Stroll, Tsunoda, and Hamilton is indeed behind us. So I have no idea what's happened to Lewis Hamilton, but we are currently ahead of him, and let's hope that that stays the case. So this is the last attempt that Vettel will have down the main straight with DRS, and whoa, a little bit deep in the corner there. I park it basically on the exit to make sure he doesn't get a run on us, which is a little bit cheeky perhaps.
This is your final lap of the race.
But the final lap of the race, the last time we will go down to turn 1. He's on the outside. Are we going to be late enough on the brakes? We go down to 3rd. This time, unlike the Stroll one, I am able to control the exit a little bit better. We've just got to keep to the inside of turns now, not let him get down the inside of us. And, well, there's only one DRS zone to go, and it is not the easiest to overtake. But as you would imagine, so late in the stint, these tyres are at the point where I struggle on them, and well, a mistake is not out of the question here. A little bit wide there. We've gone over the curb, have we? Look at that, we've kicked up the dust, and coming into this last DRS zone, we have opened the door for Vettel with that little mistake. He's behind us, he's in the DRS. Oh, was that a block or was that preemptive? It was kind of at the same time, wasn't it? But we've gone wide again. Vettel, a chance up the inside. We pin him to the curb. And he can't quite. Well, he has to back over. That curb really does stick out. So that should be the last chance. We're coming to the chicane for the final time. I've gone a little bit deep again, ruining the exit. And, oh, he's there. He's there. We've closed the door on him. He was not coming up the inside of us there. And that is going to be a point.
Was tense.
It was tense.
No idea how we got a point there.
Take care of the car on the way in.
No idea at all.
That was, yeah, an unexpected point. We were helped with retirements and problems elsewhere, and Lando Norris is driver of the day.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today.
Look, guys, I'm sorry. I don't know what you want me to say. You know, I really, really wanted to score a point, and, you know, it's Stroll. He's daddy. He'll pay for it. It's fine. He's going to be okay. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. I promise it will never happen again, sir. Well, that was an interesting race, wasn't it? I have, as I said at the end there, no idea how we scored a point in that one. Hamilton has made a second stop, I can only assume. Obviously, so that's someone that dropped out. Also, Alonso was ahead of us, our on-track rival, of course, and he dropped out. But, I mean, if you look at our fastest lap, the only person there, Tsunoda and Hamilton behind us, had fastest laps, if that makes sense. Tsunoda, I did make a little bit of contact with him. I'd be interested to look back on the replay. I don't think I made contact with Stroll, but he went backwards after battling with Vettel. So yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there, and it was maybe a little bit cheeky of me on the second last lap there, just to basically park the car and try and hold Vettel up, but anyway, needs must. we got a point. Let's have a look here at the standings. That is now 2 points for us. Still ahead of, behind both Alpine drivers, which is fine. Early days, of course. In the constructors' standings, well, we've got 2 points. We're 7th. Aston Martin are still behind us. And if we were to come 7th, that's progress from last year, of course. So we would take that if it was to come about. But that's 2 races from last year that we didn't score points in. So, you know, we've done much better than we did last time around. So we can see with Alonso, him obviously retiring definitely helped us. So we've pulled 2 points back. It is now neck and neck, 8-8. He is the better driver. He is in the faster car. But, you know, we're getting it done so far. It's just like a little bit like Lance Stroll, just keeping it alive. And you never know. You know, if he gets a couple more retirements, maybe we'll be able to get away with that one. Team Acclaim boost we can see there. But guys, that is it for today. If you have enjoyed that, do make sure you hit thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new. It's annoying. I only got asked 2 questions the entire race weekend. Didn't get a chance. Damage deductions, that was mostly qualifying, wasn't it? And we'll be back next time for the Monaco Grand Prix. My favourite race of the year, of course. It'll probably... It'll probably be a short episode as I crash out into a wall relatively early on, but I'll see you for that one. Let's see if we can, if we finish Monaco, that'll be like winning the World Championship, won't it? Take care.